You need to be able to identify the left side of the heart, which is on your right, and the right side of the heart on your left. And there's a septum, or the division between the left side and the right side of the heart. So this septum, and if you get another heart out, they all have that division between the two. So you can see when you put it down, you've got to make sure that
Where'd you get them from?
they came from midfields. So you can see there's that line going from the top to the bottom across, should run that way. That tells you that you've got the heart up the right way. If you look at the top of the heart, you can see that that's been cut off. All the arteries and veins leading to and from the heart have been removed. So you can't see where the lungs were attached. That's got a bit more attached there. That's an artery. You can see it's got quite thick muscular walls. Arteries have no valves, whereas veins have valves to prevent the backflow. The first cut you need to do, you start at the top, just where that septum is or where the division is, and you cut through just to one side and down until you cut into the atria and...
That's what McDonald's do. Basically, get one of those and walk
That looks like extremely tasty.
the whole thing. I don't really care.
Okay, now, once you've made that incision, you can see the valves. See these stringy little bits here? I'm going to make that a bit easier to see by cutting another division there. So these bits here are the valves, and they're attached and they prevent the backflow of blood. So blood comes from the lungs over here, into the left atria, and then into the left ventricle, and then out through into the rest of the body, the head, the legs. After it goes to the rest of the body, the head and the legs and the torso, it comes back into the other side of the heart. Now we're going to cut through and show you the left side of the heart.
What would happen if you got shaved heart blood into your cut if you cut yourself?
Well, you might get an infection, but not too much. So this is the right side of the heart that carries the deoxygenated blood back from the body.
Is that why it's a bit darker?
Well, yeah. So the blood comes into the right atria, the right ventricle, and then out of the pulmonary artery, which leads away from the heart to the lungs. Then from the lungs back into the pulmonary vein and the left atria, left ventricle, out through the main aorta, which takes the blood to the rest of the body. So you might notice that the two chambers, this one has quite thick and muscular, whereas this one is a bit thinner. Can you see that? So it's that thick side compared to that thin side. The left side of the heart is more muscular because it pumps the blood to the rest of the body. The right side of the heart only has to pump the blood from the heart to the lungs. It doesn't have to pump it very far. So that doesn't need to be as muscular. So when you're dissecting your heart, the first thing I want you to remember is this is from a living organism. I want you to be respectful. I don't want you to cut it up into tiny little chopped up bits of garbage. I want you to think about when you cut into the heart.
Oh, were you doing it ourselves?
Yeah. When you cut into the heart, you can't undo your cuts. So think carefully where you're going to make your incisions. I want you to look for these valves which stop the backflow of blood, and I want you to see the thick, muscular left side of the heart compared to the thinner right side of the heart. I also want you to notice, see if you can find any vessels, because you've got blood coming into the left side and out the aorta and into the right side and into the veins.
Wait, we need to wash our hands thoroughly after this.
Thank you, you can turn that off now.
Can we go?
Hey, I don't want